Hi everybody, my name is Osher, and this is the story of how I went from being a broke barber, hating my job, barely seeing my family, to losing $150,000 to then making $1.5 million online and living the life that I always dreamt about. You see, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. I was literally working 10-hour shifts just to survive, losing $150,000 at the age of 21. I wouldn't want to wish that upon anybody. To lose that much money at such a young age, I wouldn't want to wish that upon my worst enemy. I was devastated. I thought I didn't have a way out. And eventually I crawled out of it. And now I'm living the life that I always wanted. I bought my dream car. I bought my dream Rolex. My wife never has to work a job ever again. I get to spend a random Tuesday with my daughter because I have the financial freedom. I have the time freedom. And I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this to show you what's really possible. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my wins, my lessons, my failures, and in this video, I'm going to get extremely vulnerable. I'm going to be talking about topics that I've never spoken to anybody about. So let's get straight into it. I want to start with where it all began. So my entrepreneurial journey started when I was 14 years old, just got into high school, and I had $40 in my pocket. One of my close friends, he was making money buying and selling sneakers. And I thought to myself, if he's doing it, I could do it as well. So with that $40, I bought a pair of Jordan 12s, beat up. They weren't even my size. I cleaned them up and I flipped them for $75. I remember that day so vividly. I made $35 just by buying and selling something. And that's when everything just clicked. I got so addicted to buying and selling sneakers, and throughout my entire high school year, I was known as the sneaker guy. I even had my own Facebook account dedicated for buying and selling sneakers. It was called Kicksmith. You could even check it out right now. So what I would do is buy a pair of sneakers, I would fix it up a little bit, I would take professional looking photos, I would upload it to Facebook with a separate album, right? If you go on the albums of Facebook, you can make separate albums. I would write a description for it, the price and everything. So whenever somebody was wanting to buy a pair of sneakers from me or like do a trade with me, I would send them to that album so they could check it out, looking very professional. So throughout my high school years, that's exactly what I was doing. I was buying, selling, I was trading shoes, and I was just working my way up. I had a personal collection, and at the same time, I was making money as I'm going. So now it's the end of senior year. I'm 17 years old. I'm seeing all of these people getting into colleges, and I'm here stuck selling sneakers. I thought to myself, am I really going to be a sneaker reseller for the rest of my life? And at that time, I realized that a lot of the sneakers that I bought, they're losing value slowly. So what I decided to do, instead of losing money, I just sold my whole collection, right? I sold like 80% of my collection, and I decided to go the college route because that's what everybody was like brainwashing me to do, especially my parents. So I decided, okay, I'll just go to college. But the problem is, I didn't know what I wanted to do. A lot of people that are going to college knew that they want to be a lawyer, they want to get into finance, they want to, be a doctor. But me, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So that was the lowest point in my life. And I remember so vividly where I came up to my brother and I was like, listen, I don't know what I want to do. I was bawling in tears because I felt like I was lost in life at such a young age. And I feel like a lot of people go through that at some point where they don't know what they want to do in life and they feel like they're a failure. He's like, dude, you've been marketing sneakers this entire time, making so much money. You're really good at it. Get into marketing. And that's when it all clicked. I thought I finally figured everything out. I said, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna get a degree. I'm gonna get a really high paying job. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be happy. And then I go to college and reality hit. It wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I hated it completely. I said, this is such a waste of time. I'm learning marketing from somebody that never marketed anything. I'm learning business from somebody that never even had a business. How does that make sense? But in the back of my mind, I knew that I was going to college. I was wasting my time because I always knew that I didn't want to work for anybody in my life. Even though I would get my degree, I didn't see myself working for a big corporation. So I just went to college just to make my parents proud, I guess. And at that time, while I was going to college, I wasn't selling sneakers anymore. So I had no income coming in. I had to live somehow, even though I had my parents to support me with all my needs. In the back of my mind, I knew that I still needed to make money. So what I decided to do is get into barbering, because my brother was a barber and he was making really good money. So I said, in the meantime, why don't I learn that valuable skill that I could take with me throughout my entire college years until I figure things out. So I decided to become a barber. And that's the thing. That's when I realized, why am I wasting my time going to college? Meanwhile, I know I'm not going to get a degree that I'm going to use. Why not double down on barbering? I'm already making like $500 working 2 days a week. Why not double down on barbering and just work more days and make more money, right? Make a couple of $1,000s a week. And that's exactly what I did. I dropped out of school and I went full in on barbering. But the thing is, I always hated barbering. Even though I was making really good money at 18, 19 years old, I just hated it so much. I never saw myself as a barber, and on top of that, working 10-hour shifts, slaving away just to make that much money. It wasn't worth it. I always thought that I could do more because I was really good at marketing. And at that time, my brother's really close friend, he had a social media marketing agency, and I asked him for a job. He said, "I'm sorry, dude, you have no experience, no degree, I can't hire you." And I told myself, if this guy could start a marketing agency, so can I. So if he doesn't want to hire me, I'll build my own agency. So I went online, how to build a social media marketing agency. I started doing a bunch of research, started watching so many YouTube videos, and then I get an ad from Ty Lopez. If you know, you know. I bought his course for $500, how to build a social media marketing agency. I started watching all of the modules, and I said, wow, I could actually do this. And then reality hit once again. I had no sales experience. I had no business experience. It was so many systems that you had to have in place, and I just couldn't do it. It was just too much work at that time, and I didn't really see myself having an agency. And in that same course that I bought from Ty Lopez, he had a drop shipping course. And this is when I got into drop shipping, and it completely changed my life in a good way and a bad way. And this is in like 2019, right? When dropshipping was booming. I go on YouTube, I'm watching all of these videos, trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to find that winning product. I'm building stores, I'm running Facebook ads, and it was a never ending cycle. Like, find a winning product, build a store, run Facebook ads. And at that time, I would spend like a couple of days finding a winning product. I would spend a couple of days building a store and a couple of days running ads, right? And if it didn't work, I would go on to the next product, because that's what I was taught. Just chase that one winning product and you're going to become a millionaire. So in the back of my mind, I always had it like, oh, I only need that one winning product, one winning product. So I would spend a week finding a winning product, building a store, running ads, and it was devastating. It was a never ending cycle. I completely hated it. And it wasn't like right now where you could find a winning product, build a store, and run ads within like a few hours, right? It would take me a week just to do that whole process every single time. And at the same time, I was losing money, a lot of customer service BS, chargebacks, Facebook just randomly banning your account for no reason whatsoever. And on top of that, once I was profitable, it was only like 15% profit margin. All of that work just to get 15% profit, it just didn't make sense to me. So I just decided, instead of me continuing this cycle of finding winning product, building a store, running Facebook ads, let me just start my own supplement brand. And that's when my brother and I decided we're gonna get into building a CBD supplement brand. This was the craziest time of my entire life. Building this brand, it was a lot of headache. It was a lot of failures. It was a lot of lessons that I've learned. And it cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars myself. And on top of that, my brother losing hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to build this brand with me. I thought I knew everything. Going into this, I don't even know why we chose CBD in the first place, just because it was like popular, but it was so hard to sell CBD on Facebook and Instagram, so many restrictions. And on top of that, it was extremely competitive. We did no competitive research. We had no strategy getting into this. We spent $15,000 just on a website. We spent like $50,000 just on products that we didn't even know would sell, right? So many different products. We thought we were going to be millionaires, right? I thought I was delusional. I thought if I had great packaging, if I had a great website, if I had a great looking supplement bottle, that people are going to buy from me because the branding is on point, right? But I didn't realize that people don't buy the product. People buy how the product makes them feel. But I didn't know all of this. I thought I was smart, but I didn't know how to sell. I thought I knew marketing. I thought I knew everything because I was just delusional, because I thought I was smarter than everybody. And at that time, I was just throwing shit at the wall, hoping that it sticks. I had no marketing experience, but at the same time, I thought I did. I thought I was smarter than everybody. I wouldn't even want to hire anybody to help me with the marketing because I thought I knew it all. And that's where I messed up big time. We spent $2,000 on a freaking logo, right? We spent like a month just building the logo. It made no sense whatsoever, but we were just burning money on stupid shit that didn't make a difference in the business, right? And then it came to a point where I just completely folded. I came to the realization that maybe we do need help. Maybe we need to hire a marketing agency to help us run ads. Maybe I just have to stop being stubborn and just hire somebody. And we did. It was $5,000 a month. And of course, we made the wrong decision once again. It's like ever since we started this brand, it was just downhill. Everything we put our heart to, it just failed. So for 2 months, we were doing this marketing agency. We spent $5K a month and we were getting no results, right? It came to a point where we're like, okay, maybe we just call it ends. We just throw everything out and just stop with this brand completely, because it was just gonna keep going downhill and we had no more money to like invest into this. We already lost so much money, hundreds of thousands of dollars in this stupid ass supplement brand, and we couldn't just continue doing it. So we just call it ends. We threw everything out, and that was the lowest point in my life. I poured my heart, I poured my soul. That brand was part of my identity. So when we just called it quits, it felt like somebody stabbed my heart. Really, like that was the lowest point in my life. And I thought I was done forever. I thought I would never be able to make money online ever again. I was scared to try anything because I failed so many times throughout the year and a half that I thought that it was just over. Maybe I should just go back into barbering and just quit this online space completely. And that's exactly what I did. I went back to barbering after 2 years of not doing it. And once again, I completely hated it. I didn't want to do it. Every day I was going to work and I hated it. I hated it. I just couldn't accept the fact that I had to work 10-hour shifts. I couldn't accept the fact that I would have to call another person boss. I couldn't accept the fact that I was going to be a barber for the rest of my life. Not having the time freedom, not having the financial freedom to spend time with the family, spend time with my daughter on a random Tuesday. I wasn't able to do that and I couldn't accept it. And I know that anybody working a 9 to 5 can actually relate to what I'm saying right now. So that's when I decided, let me get back into trying to find ways to make money online. So I tried to build a marketing agency again. It was too late. It was too saturated. I tried to get into drop shipping again. It was too saturated. It was extremely hard to run Facebook ads. It was just so many moving parts. It wasn't the same like it was back in the day. I tried so many different business models. I tried YouTube automation. I tried Amazon FBA. I tried so many different business models, but everything seemed to just be too saturated. It was so hard to get into. The barrier to entry was extremely hard. And that's when I discovered TikTok Shop, and it completely changed my life like I would have never imagined. TikTok Shop is a completely different ball game, specifically TikTok Shop affiliate. Like, you don't need to buy inventory. You don't need to deal with customer service. You don't need to run ads. You don't need to do anything but find a product, make videos, and collect commissions, right? All you need is your phone, pick up a product, make a video, and collect commissions. It was such an easy business model. If you don't know what a TikTok Shop affiliate is, if you scroll your For You page right now on TikTok, you're gonna notice that some videos have that orange cart on the left side. That's a creator selling a product, and every time he makes a sale, he gets a commission. That's what it is being a TikTok Shop affiliate. And I remember when I joined the TikTok Shop affiliate program in the beginning of 2024, I had no experience with creating content ever in my life. And the first video I posted, I made a sale. I finally found something that I'm early in. It's not too saturated. TikTok is pushing TikTok Shop content out like crazy. So you getting into TikTok Shop right now, it's still completely early. That's the best part. You're getting into an opportunity where you're early, right? So yeah, the first month doing it, I made a couple of $100. I was happy. I finally find something that I'm making money with. Second month, third month, fourth month, I'm making money. I'm making a couple of $1,000s, but it's up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm just throwing shit at the wall, hoping that it sticks. I was relying on luck, hoping that the algorithm picks up on my video and I go viral and I make money, right? And that's when I had an aha moment. I realized that I can't be throwing shit at the wall. If I really want to quit my job, if I really want to take TikTok Shop serious so I can consistently hit 20, 30K months, I need a strategy. So I slowly realized that I need to take all of those lessons I learned from the failing CBD brand and apply it to my new business model with TikTok Shop. And that's when I started taking online money serious. I started treating it like a business. I started reading all of these marketing books. I took a bunch of courses. I wanted to learn a strategy that I could implement every single time where I can consistently hit 20, 30K months so I can finally quit my job. And that's exactly what happened. I built a 3-phase process that still works till this day, and it's working extremely well. And if you want to be a successful TikTok Shop affiliate, making 20, 30K a month, having the financial freedom, the time freedom, right? Buying your dream car, buying your dream Rolex, you need to approach this whole thing with a strategy. And this strategy is proven to work, not only for me, but I have a bunch of clients that implement this exact 3-phase process, and they hit their first 10K a month a lot faster than people that just throw shit at the wall and hope that it sticks. So the first phase is picking 3 to 5 products that align with who you are as a person. You don't want to pick just random products just because they're trending. You don't want to pick products just because it's working for somebody else. You need to pick products that align with who you are as a person, and you have to find your unique advantages, right? If you're into cars, sell car products. If you're a mom that's 45 but you look like you're 25, sell anti-aging products. If you're into fitness, sell fitness products. These are unique strengths that you have that other people that are selling that same product don't have. So you're tapping into your unfair advantage. Phase 2 is picking your content style. There are a bunch of content styles on TikTok Shop. For example, like skits, storytelling, regular talking head, green screen, text on screen. There's so many content styles, but you need to find something that literally fits your personality. If you're good at storytelling, do storytelling. If you have somebody, a significant other that you could do skits with, you guys are entertaining, you could tap into doing skits. If you're good at talking fast and keeping somebody entertained, you can tap into doing faceless content, right? And the reason why picking a content style that aligns with who you are is extremely important. It's because you want to feel natural on camera. You want to be able to build trust with the audience, because that's what makes sales, right? And then once you find your content style, there are proven script structures for that specific content style that you could just plug and play, making your content a lot easier and effortless because you're using proven script structure for that specific content style. So once you find 3 to 5 winning products that align with who you are, you have your content style, you have your proven script structure, now it's time for testing. Now for each product, you're gonna test 5 to 10 different marketing angles, different ways to promote that product, targeting different audiences, targeting different benefits, targeting different problem solution. You're just testing a bunch of things to see what works. Once you have a video that hit maybe like 10,000 views, that's proof of concept. Then you could double down and do what I call the 95-5 rule. You keep 95% of the video and you change 5%. So now for each product, you're gonna test 5 to 10 different marketing angles, meaning different ways that you can promote that product. For example, if I'm selling a supplement that helps with focus, your first video could be how you could quit coffee if you just take the supplement. Your second video could be working class men that just wanna focus better so they could get a raise at their job. The third one could be fitness people that want a better workout and have more focus at the gym. You see how I'm testing different angles, different ways to promote that same product, right? So the purpose of testing is to see what works. You want to find proof of concept. Once you find a marketing angle that works, then you could double down and make it better. Let's say you got 10,000 views and a couple of sales. That means your video is converting really well, but the only thing that needs to be fixed is your hook. So what you could do next is implement a 95-5 rule. This is a proven step-by-step system that works. Not only for me, but a bunch of people that I showed this system to. They hit 10K months a lot faster than people that are throwing shit at the wall. You need a strategy if you want to get into TikTok shop. And not only if you want to be successful, but if you want to hit consistent 10K a month and you don't want to rely on luck. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, where I help you implement this exact proven step-by-step 3-phase process so you can finally hit your first 10K a month as a TikTok shop affiliate, there should be a link in the description. Book a call and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. All right? Peace.